Roads go ever, ever on, over rock and under tree, by caves where never sun has shone, by streams that never find the sea. Roads go ever, ever on, under cloud and under star, yet feet that wandering have gone will turn at last to home afar. Over snow by winter sown, and through the merry flowers of June, over grass and over stone, under the mountains in the moon, roads go ever, ever on, over rock and under tree, by caves where never sun has shone, by streams that never find the sea.
Hello everyone, my name is Notepad Anon and I write games for fun. Now, we are working on Project Inchling as we have been. And I did stream yesterday because I was too busy helping people, and we're streaming very late tonight because I had to fix a Fire TV thing for my mother, who is as affectionately referred to as technologically incompetent. I love my mother to death, but she cannot handle anything more advanced than a Game Boy. But this is probably going to be a shorter stream. And I did do some things off camera, like I said I would. I actually did quite a bit of things, so I'm going to go over everything from the, why are you here? Go, blank page, be gone. So I'm going to start from the top up here. Now, one thing I did do is I changed basic squares to hexes, because I think a basic hex system would be a little bit better overall rather than a square-based system. Hex scrolls are a fairly intricate part of the tabletop gaming world, so kind of having them. Give me 1 second, my phone's going off for some fucking reason. Having them in, I think, would just be a more natural fit overall. And overall, you can argue that the biggest change I did was clean things up. So, stamina, have to move from hex to hex. Morale represents blah, blah, blah. I also changed how the group stamina is calculated. Oh, hello, phone. Of course, it's Murphy's Law, because anytime something that bad can happen, I end up getting text. But we have a little Asian market downtown, and I was just like, I'm going to pick up my mom something she's never had before, and I got her mochi, and she's just like, I love mochi now, can I get more? Like, no, mother. No, mother. You cannot have more mochi. So, change the group stamina amount to each character's bod or instinct. No, it's not instinct. What did I end up calling it? Intuition. That's it. Bod or intuition times 2 for each of them. Because I noticed that stamina was really low versus like what you'd have to expend it for, and how it kind of started working out was you can move like 3 spaces and then you just had to wait like a week to recover everything. So it was like, let's give them a little bit more to work with. And finally, group morale stays the same as the total will of the group for each traveling companion. Have +1 morale, yada yada yada. All of this stays the same. It's when the character's stamina is fully expended, they wish to recover, they must take a rest. Effectively, when you take a rest, you just sit there and you burn the day, resting, recovering yourself, and roll 5d6, and depending on the result, recover that much stamina from the day's rest. I thought of doing it a bit more elegantly, one might say. But I decided against it because every way I did it, nothing quite worked the way I would want it to work, if that makes any remote amount of sense. So I went with the easiest way out, as you should sometimes. Sometimes the most simple answer is the right one, and decided roll 5d6, take the result. So you can get moments where you recover 3 stamina in a day. You also get moments where you're going to recover something like 18 stamina and recover everything. Kind of depends on what you roll, and I think it's thematic enough. It's like, did you sleep well? Did you really actually relax, or are you guys just not doing too hot and don't recover? But every day you're going to still need to consume rations for your rest, not every day. Now, why I chose to do it every rest instead of every day was because you're going to need a crap ton of rations, I figured out. Because each hex takes a day to travel across, because it's about 0.25 kilometers. And, as I kind of talk about right here, it's only about 0.16 miles. But to an inchling, that's a lot. That's a lot of distance between point A and point B. So I needed to kind of put in a system to make sure it didn't blow up in my face, kind of thing. So that's my excuse for the matter. And I did fix up, rations. Not perfect, but they work. Let's see, dangerous obstacles. Then I have the map. And then I put in an entire thing of journey challenges. These were always kind of assumed, but I put in a little bit more detailed. We have our difficulty of our encounters, random. These are your random encounters that the game master will brute forcing it. You want to gamble, quid pro quo, seize the advantage, dread. Effectively, it's all various methods to say, give something to get past obstacle, or you can play it out. By playing it out is effectively you zoom into the situation and the characters are in that situation and they now have to deal with it. So, for example, bandits have taken over the road. What do? Well, you can either fight them, try to reason with them, or try to sneak around them. You're not consuming any stamina by doing that, but again, things can go wrong. You can get shanked. The bandits may want to work for you. The bandits may not want to work for you. You may convince them to only take some barter off of you, or they may want all your food. So it's kind of you're taking a gamble indirectly with that. But this is kind of a bird's eye view of this brute force, the gamble, quid pro quo. All of these are pretty much you expend a little bit of resources, usually stamina or morale in case of dread, and you bypass the encounter. I suggest not having like a full amount of them. Just, again, they're random. They're not supposed to be as many of them. And then we have travel challenges. These are actions that the characters can pursue when they are while they are traveling for stamina. Using a little bit of stamina and trying to make things easier for themselves. Whether they're trying to guide the group to negate stamina, or you use 2 stamina, or you're doubling the use of stamina, or you hunt for baubles and you're just trying to get barter materials and just random little knickknacks and things. Hunting, trying to get rations, mending wounds, treating illnesses, you're burning resources, your medical resources, to make sure that people aren't dying. Or you're scouting, or you even do a traveling song to try to boost everyone's morale. Traveling song is good if you have higher morale, because if you have someone with really high bravado, they're most likely going to hit it. Until you hit something down low. Turns out the less morale your group has, the harder it is to motivate them further. They're not really, if things are going poorly, no one's going to be like, yay, a little song will cheer us up. It's like, you knew bad. bad. Everything's bad. What I should actually do, go to its parent one where the light fades softly. I fixed up weather conditions are a little bit more obvious, and I also added terrain difficulty. The terrain difficulty is kind of a baseline for a couple checks, as you kind of noticed up above, probably, as well as kind of being able to give the players a little bit of an idea of like, hey, this is a really pleasant area, and this is what, if you want to interact with the terrain, it's going to be this. Obviously, grassland's easy, but a desert's really intricate. It's really hard to get past because it's a desert. It's a whole lot of nothing and death everywhere you go. And it's kind of a hard place to navigate, so you are kind of working with it, but also you kind of can't. While a lot of things are easy, or usually I try to aim for the easy to hard as my main ones, but obviously you get things like swamps and wastelands where things are just difficult to even work with. I didn't change really anything around here, fix up some wording really. Cities, same way, fixed up some wording, and then I wrote the example journey of how easy it is to hemorrhage stamina over a couple days, and how much the characters want to maintain their stamina. Today we're going to be working on the big ones. Probably this is going to take up the entire stream because, again, this is probably going to be a shorter stream. And why is it going to be a shorter stream? Because it's late. TBH, fam-a-lam, it's very late, and I'm kind of... Today was a very long day, very hot where I am. It's high 90s, and I'm just not feeling too hot. It was just a lot of bleh today. A lot of bruh. Snap my shoulder back into place because I am in fact a boomer. Alright, so the big ones. So effectively what I want to do with the big ones is, let me see. Oh, when the characters come into contact. There's a big one. All characters roll their intuition. Intuition versus the terrain difficulty to avoid being spotted. On a success, the characters are not spotted, but on a failure, the character is seen, and the big one reacts. Inchlings, inchlings, inchlings. Intuition, we want to actually add Poketall to the dictionary. I'm going to actually add Inchling to the dictionary as well, so I don't forget about them and do things I shouldn't do. I wonder what I'm clicking on constantly. I'm switching between tabs just to check on some things. Because I am that kind of guy who has like 16 tabs open because I'm an asshole. Not a success, the character is not spotted, but on a failure, the character is seen and the big one reacts. Types of big ones. The big beast. The big friendly beast. The big friendly, the BFB, is a massive creature that is more akin to, is more interested. Hello, helicopter, how are you? I'm interested in playing with the Inchling rather than eating, beating, or devour it. Eating, beating, or cutting open. While not inherently dangerous, sometime playful to them is dangerously rough to the Inchling. And then we're going to say roll bod versus big one score. Big one score. On a fail, the character takes the difference in blood. Because you're literally just getting roughhoused. And it's like a dog coming over and saying, oh, I like to help. Slam. It's like, oh, God. Dog, no, please. Why'd you beat me? Like, oh, God, okay, the dog's here now. Bam! Or a cat deciding that you look like a nice little ball of yarn. Slap! And suddenly you're flying across the room like a beautiful little rag doll. Animals don't know that you're a living, breathing human being. Well, Inchling in this world. They just think you're a tiny thing. And tiny things can be played with, right? It's fine. Everything's fine. Slap. So that's what the big friendly beast, the BFB, is. Actually, and the bug catcher. Actually, I did watch a stream on bug catchers. Small thing capture. Wait. The Inchling thief. The Inchling thing. Inchling thief. Swife. Oh, you know what I'm doing anymore. I'm just saying words. This is what happens when it's late at night, I start talking in gibberish, trying to sound funny. Thief is a big one to snatch Inchlings for their personal projects. They are not particularly rough with the Inchling, but they will more than likely whisk them away. Them away. 2 parts unknown. Roll bod versus big one score. On a fail. The character is snatched. It is snatched and is taken away by the Inchling thief. The curious curator is a big one that is more concerned with... Effectively, the Inchling thief is Gargamel. That's what I'm saying. You're dealing with Gargamel with the Inchling thief. The curious curator is a big one that's more concerned with examining and understanding the Inchlings rather than taking them, rather than eating them. The curator will examine and admire the Inchling from afar, only making contact if they do so first. Roll int versus big one score, or to slip away from the curator. The Muncher. The Muncher is a simple beast. They want to grab an Inchling, stick them in their mouth, and start chewing. They are beasts that are dedicated to eating Inchlings and care for little else. Roll bod versus big one score to resist getting snatched. Next, on a fail, take blood. Actually, how do I even word this? On a fail, character takes difference in blood. Will continue until the character is dead. What are some other good examples of giant things that want to do terrible things to you? Absent-minded. The big one has noticed the characters, but doesn't seem to particularly interested in them. They'll wander past without a care in the world. Unless antagonized, of course. I don't really have anything really to worry about them because they don't care. Dreadful. This creature that wants nothing more than to strike fear into the hearts of the characters. Oh, guys, it tastes crab. Ugh. I got little crab chips today, and I ate the entire bag because I'm a fat ass, and they're good. Crabby, but good. Let me just check everything. Gouda, 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 Gouda. I like when things are Gouda. 6 feet in the hearts of the... Dreadful will attempt to corner. Snatch an Inchling. If they get too close. Roll will versus big one score. On a fail, the cat actually a lot of the same mechanics, but at the end of the day, if it works, roll will. Depression, because depression is a type of damage. Let me click all the wrong buttons. Actually, what I should do is I want to examples. Big friendly beast. The Inchling thief. The careless curator. The muncher. The absent-minded. The dreadful. Each big one. Actually, I'm going to type this where it should be. Each big one is assigned a score equal. Is assigned a big one score equal to one of the difficulties listed. Some big ones will require the characters to roll or to resist their intent. I'm going to do a side note on designing big ones. To an Inchling, a big one is anything that's fairly large and is difficult for them to deal with. A cat can be an Inchling. It can be a big one, same as a child or an adult person. Same as a child or an adult. Some big one. Let's see, actually. Most big ones don't understand what Inchlings are and may treat them fairly rough. Which can be particularly lethal to these small-framed individuals. Oh, God. Oh, God. Ooh, there we go. That's my back going crickety crack, baby. One design. A big one to encounter. Make them large and imposing. Describing them as more eldritch abominations rather than simple rather than a simple human or cat. It's a titanic fleshy. Beginning and got tones towering above the poke tall, like an imperious statue, and a orange and furry creature with wicked teeth and evil eyes, glaring at its fresh prey. Menace and terror should be the things that come to mind with big ones. They cannot be fought, and rarely can they be reasoned with. I'll post that right here. And then we'll copy that. Zippity-dee, zippity-doo. I can't sing this song because it's from the Song of the South. And that's racist to sing because it's a pretty racist goddamn movie. Like, holy shit. Oh shit. There's some example big ones. Do I really want to go in depth with big ones? I don't think so. I don't think that's really appropriate. I think just having a single, like, yeah, you don't. If you get spotted, you may be just thugged. I'm actually gonna cut this in half. Ooh, can I get a little bit more room? Yes, I can. Perfect. So I'm probably going to stick a picture of Gulliver right here. Let's see if that works. Just to really fit in the idea of being like, yeah, you're a giant compared to these people, and if you try to deal with them, you're probably not going to end well for you. So, what is next? I think we have to worry about equipment. But first, I want to do something real fast. For those who don't know, this is my definitely not Stalker and Metro game about being definitely not Stalker or Metro. By the way, have I mentioned this is not it's Stalker and Metro, guys. It's the Russian experience. Vodka isn't optional. You need vodka to make this game work properly. I'll wander over yonder. Actually, morale. Where did I put you? I know I have this somewhere. Do I not? Do I just not have this? What? No. I got it. No, I don't, do I? Well, fucker truckers. What game did have that? Mechanican. I don't know. I'm gonna have to hunt that down later. But never mind, we're gonna be working on equipment. heading 1. A back of space. And actually, why did I close that? I'm going to need that where the light fades softly. Equipment. As the tall venture beyond their village walls, they'll need tools to survive the harsh wastes. The harsh land that cares little for them. However, an Inchling is not a bag of endless pockets and weight. They'll need to manage their supplies and to make sure they have the tools necessary, as well as the room to make their travels easy. Maybe wondering, why do I have this open? Because we're going to scroll down here. We're going to go to equipment. And okay, perfect. This is what you're looking for. Okay, so base load equal to the bod plus 2 using packs traveling gear, allowed to carry more together. The group collectively pools their load together to determine the full amount of space they have to maneuver. The space they have to take on goods, supplies, and necessary loot. Make their trip profitable. Make their trip worth it. And see the end of it. So overall, if we go to Project Inchling, they'll manage their supply. Singing. That's what you came for this stream for, not game design. No, you came for a karaoke hour. Because I can't sing to save my life, I may as well sing for all of you. Well, you, singular person here. But hey, I have someone watching me, that's a plus. It's always nice to have someone who is tuning in to a madman drinking his liver away and winding a game about Inchlings of all people. Blame the one guy on 4chan asking for this constantly. And see, if I'm happy about anything, is I don't have to worry about firearms with this game. But what I am going to do is I'm going to do packs. Actually, no, I'm going to do basic equipment first. So we're going to do... Oh, you're going to be heading 3, I believe. No, you're going to be heading 2. And damage bot plus 3. Let's zoom all the way back up to combat just to check that out. God. want to make sure this will look and weapon damage plus bod roll and damage. Attacks rapidly with melee weapon 1d3 times. Attack reduces weapon damage plus bod. I might have to fix up melee combat. I had the idea in my head. But damage 3 0 1 4 3 3 to hit bonus. Yeah. We're going to mark you completely in red because I have no idea. And we're going to give you all a weight. If each thing is done by a weight. One of the advantages of working in here. So I'm literally just going to open it up in 2 tabs so I can look at the combat section. Space distance. So, space distance. This is going to be 2 1 1 1 1 1. Actually, no, that would be 1. This is right. No, 0 0 0 0 0. Yeah. Actually, I don't even need this because again, we're not going to be working with guns hardly, so we don't really need. Yeah, I'm going to keep it in now because we're going to be working with range weapons, and if we're working with range weapons, we're going to need SD. Okay. Scrappy, weight plus 2, two-handed, ubiquitous, gory, obvious, natural. I'm going to get rid of attached. And we're going to delete that row. I just need to redo this just to make sure this actually is the way I want it to do. Wait. Okay. It would deal plus 9. It would deal 9 damage. With the gory, obvious, and two-handed attack. Okay, perfect. I'm going to ignore that completely. But we are actually. Okay, we gotta go to one of the other games that I've written, otherwise known as Feast of Legends. A game about Wendy's. Because, you know, Wendy's made an RPG, and I nearly had a stroke when I learned about that. It was great. I hate this game. Wow, it's like it knew what I wanted, and like I would never actually want to ever be here. Ooh. That is a good idea, actually. Do I want to go... Do I have a low amount of melee weapons, or do I want to have an insane amount of melee weapons? But regardless, we're going to put you in right here. Heading 2, yes, that is correct. And damage... SD. We're going to insert column left. Difficulty. I'm going to put this right here. So if we're going off our basic number amounts, I'm going to put you up at 7, 9, 7, 9, actually 7, 5, 5. Javelin's going to be 5. Longbows 5, 3, 3, 5. I'm going to bump crossbows up by 1. So 7, 9, 7, 11. Those crossbows are kind of odd. I'm gonna bump this one up as well. Bump you up slightly. Javelin, keep it. Javelin at 5, sling at 3, throwing knife at 5. Yeah, I think this works. And then we have to work with SD again. So crossbow, we're gonna deal with. We'd make a default crossbow at 10 SD, then heavy crossbow at 12, light crossbow at. Actually, let's make that at 8 SD. So if 1 SD is 6 inches. So let's just do that. So roughly speaking, that's a foot. So instead of 8, I make that 4, so that'd be 2 feet. I'll make that 5, make you 7, but make you 3. I'll make you 7. Oh yeah, I have all these martial things, don't I? You go away, because we don't have to worry about martial in this game. Javelin's going to be based off your bod score. Longbow's going to be 6. 4. That's going to be based off 4. Actually, that's going to be 3. And throwing knife is going to be 2. Actually, we'll go off throwing weapons bod. So if you have like an insane bod score, obviously you're going to be able to yeet things farther away, but probably if you have an insane bod score, you're not too concerned about that. Let's do combat. I'm going to bump you down to 2, and then range attack. In attempts to hit with their weapon difficulty. So, and it just deals damage, right? Yeah, it just deals damage, and if it... Yeah, okay, so... Make that 4. Six javelins going to do bod plus 2. Longbow's going to do 6 damage. Shortbow's going to do 4 damage. Sling's going to do 2 damage. And the throwing knife is going to do bod damage. Pretty much how hard you are throwing that knife is going to be, actually. How valuable it's going to be. Okay. mags, ammunition, the character. Actually, the weapon uses ammunition. If the character runs out of ammunition, if the character runs out of ammo, they cannot use the weapon. Obvious, there's no chance of hiding it at any point. Complicated, this could be difficult to use. Has a negative 2d6 to use it, as long as the character has a negative 2d skill to use it properly. And confusing and difficult to use to the untrained. Actually, I'm gonna scrap that. I'm gonna scrap that entirely. Oh no, you're deleting weapons. Yes, I am, because it doesn't really need to be there. Concealed with a the will check. Gore rolls damage. Going to put this in red. Graceful is used with intuition. Actually, int instead of bod. A threat range of 1 SD instead of 0 SD. Reload, turns required. Reload the weapon, stuns, roll disadvantage. They roll negative 2d6 die for the value. Turns. These thrones, two-handed, requires two-handed to be effectively ubiquitous, found anywhere, and costs nothing. Unwieldy is awkward to hit while in tight spaces. And of course, we're going to, because I don't quite know how to do this one properly, put that in red. And there we go. And we want to delete row. Okay. This works. Now we get to go to armor. Now, on one hand, I can do the where the light fades softly method to make it a sequential, or pretty much sectional armor, or I can make it like one of those other games. One of the many other games I've written, where it's more kind of a base armor. Half of me wants to do sectional, the other half of me doesn't. I think I'm gonna go with basic armor, but the armor penalty is going to be yeah, I'm gonna have to write that wholesale. I think I don't think I quite ought to do that bit in particular, so I'm just gonna skip ahead. And what I'm effectively going to do is Control C on the gear and Control V into here. Fixing it, obviously, at a later time, but the overall idea is fairly is roughly the same. So I'm in stream for a little under an hour right now. So thank you all for watching, if you stuck around for this long. We wrapped through big ones as well as bits and pieces of equipment today. Probably next stream will either be hopefully tomorrow. Don't count on that one though. I don't know how busy I'm going to be tomorrow. If not, it'll be my usual. It'll hopefully be a little earlier than today. This was kind of a fluke. I don't usually like to stream this late for various reasons, but overall, tomorrow we'll probably be trying to wrap equipment up, or the next day we do stream, I'll be trying to wrap bits and pieces of equipment up, or at least giving you the information on how to wrap it up. I'll also make the decision on whether or not I want to go full autism on weapons or not. Half of me wants to, the other half of me doesn't, so I will improvise as that comes. So thank you all for watching. As always, leave a follow in case you are interested in what I'm doing here. If anything, you can go to my website, which is Notepad-Anon at Wixsite. It's notepadanon.wixsite.com/SPRUG workshop. Yeah. Very, very confusing. I usually just link the site because it is a very long name for some godforsaken reason. I actually try to make it easier to write, but hey, what do I know? I am a silly man who does silly things with the internet. So I try to just link the site usually. Should be a link somewhere on this page if Twitch didn't decide to eat it, because Twitch is dumb. And Twitch does dumb things for dumb reasons sometimes. But overall, hopefully these all will get uploaded to YouTube within the next 2 weeks. Now, usually I like to wait till the project's done before I upload them all. Right now I'm kind of working on Iron Caskets at this time. So hopefully Iron Caskets will be getting uploaded relatively soon. That one's just a lot because I got a lot of content claims here for playing songs that are good to play because they're really freaking old songs. But hey, what do I know? That's I'm a silly boy who does silly boy things. So take that as thy will. But thank you all for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Godspeed and good luck.